Collective, welcome. I'm Nikki, your local vegan tarotist. We're going to do your love reading, but I do want to talk about the karmic undertaking. The Undertaker. Wasn't that a wrestler? I forgot. This is the noisiest jacket in the world. It's huge and oversized, and I love it. It has a big hood on it, and it is faux fur. Okay. There's like a vegan Viking or something out there, or somebody from that ancestry where it's like you come from a line of barbarians, but you've broken that cycle with compassion, so you're completely protected, and I feel like you're unfazed by this sort of attempted infiltration of your process, of your path. But you could be having night terrors, nightmares, right? Night terrors usually happen to children. They don't remember them. Nightmares, remember something with a horse. It could be like the year of the horse. We're in the year of the horse. We'll pull from the original Rider-Waite, and then we'll clarify. The artist Eric Dingus, which I just looked up because, and he is an Aquarius. No, he's a March Aries. I think he's March 27th. I just looked him up and I can't remember, but I swear I have the Mandela effect of, also like a, mandala, right? Mandala? Isn't that the word for it? I couldn't think of names all morning or whatever. Because I didn't sleep very well. But I still woke up in a great mood, and I had some individuals crossing boundaries, and then I had some very cautious people I was getting apologized to several times. Like, people were making sure that they weren't crossing any boundaries. So I feel like you're very respected, and of course there's going to be those ones, but it's like you have your team has your back, whether that's a combination of your spirit team and your physical team, or one or the other, right? But it feels like they're working, like the devil's always working through people, and the divine is always working through people too. But the divine is a choice, right? Where like possession, there's no consent there. Actually, the possessors, they prefer those that don't consent. But like a vampire, you have to invite them in one way or another, but you never sign on to say, hey, I want to be possessed and, deal with all the darkness and do the devil's work. It's usually some sort of, maybe somebody is doing something where they almost have to kind of like make a deal with the devil, or maybe they made a deal with the devil in a past life, right? And they're atoning for it now, or it's almost like I'm getting rob Peter to pay Paul, and there's a letter P here for the park. So stopping, like somebody's has to stop. It almost gives me like somebody doing some sort of delivery or pickup or some sort of meeting, like you meet them at the crossroads. Somebody could be meeting somebody's doing something like to close out a cycle that feels lower vibrational, but it's like in the grand scheme, this could be you or your person or someone that's around you that you're dealing with, but it's like somebody is like doing that. And that reminds me of Supernatural, Sam and Dean, right? Maybe those names. This could be like a sibling, or like a very good friend or something. So maybe the masculines. You could have a Taurus parent or father, because the actor that plays their dad is a Taurus. He's also in Grey's Anatomy, 50 Shades of Grey, the color gray. But anyway, it's like gray is that in between black and white. So it's like somebody's like Constantine, right? Constantine, where he's like robbing Peter to pay Paul, like, and then we were getting Robin Hood, the name Robin or Rob. Anyway, there's a sort of like doing something that's not great, but it's for the greater good. I don't know how that works or how that applies, but that's just what I'm getting. But the Empress, yeah, that's like mission work. You go into it just like, people that go into these really dark spaces. It's like you're surrounded by darkness, but you are holding the light. With the Empress at the center here, the Knight of Wands could be a younger fire sign, masculine, but there is action coming in. It's inspiring, it's exciting, but it's good because normally I would get this Sagittarian Knight of Wands coming in that's just curious, here for a good time, not a long time, right? But we have the King of Pentacles here too. So this could be a choice between two, or this could be dealing with a masculine who has like lower vibrational tendencies or behaviors or interactions that are actually contributing to a very solid foundation. I don't know how that could apply, but it's like if they are stealing, they're stealing from the bad people and giving it to the good people. And it's almost like, we don't pass judgment as humans. We don't pass judgment. That's for karma to decide, right? Libra energy, justice. That's karmic justice to decide. So yeah, maybe this masculine is learning this from the feminine. Like, oh, it's not my place to choose, or to take that action or something. Or maybe feminines were kind of off-put by that because they see this masculine, or they've heard about this masculine, or they just sense that this masculine's doing something that isn't quite righteous, but there's birds on my roof. What is that, Jack? What is that? I wonder what kind of bird that is. Maybe it's a raven with Libra energy there. That's the Native American zodiac for Libra. We'll pull from the Native American zodiac as I say that. Oh, I thought someone was walking by. Someone's leaving. The shaman. Yeah, somebody knows how to... It's like the narcissist, scorpionic energy, Plutonian energy. It just flew away. Thanks for stopping by. But it's the 5, the shaman, which is, damn it, let me see. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I see your tail, Jackie Poo. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. That's my Jack. That's my Jack. Oh, careful. What are you seeing? He smiles at me. I love it. Okay, so we have... It's the Hierophant. Okay, so it's Taurus energy. Why I didn't know that. So we've got double Taurus energy here with the shaman clarifying the Empress. And then it's shared with Libra. We're pulling randomly into the cards. Usually I do. I have a somewhat normal sequence. That was wanting to come out. 7 roses. Why does that sound like something? If I had a dozen roses and an old bottle of wine, if I had something and something, would it change your mind? If I had tried a little harder, something a little less sleep at night. If I had 2 dozen roses, would it change your mind? Flounder. name Ariel. Six forks. Well, they're dingle hoppers. Dingle hopper. Okay, so this guy feels, this Knight of Wands feels like a dingle hopper. Right? Which, dingle dangle. Do your chain hang low? Do it wobble to the flow? The feather, a pink feather. Ooh, somebody's a freak. 40 days, 40 nights. Somebody could be traveling. Maybe that's a timeline for somebody. Somebody could be age 40. But this is one pink feather and then the rose there. And these two are, you know, this is like a, with Flounder laughing there, I feel like a friend is sort of cheering you on, and it's like, you're finally coming into union, you're getting your, and with the roses there, it's like the scene in Bed of Roses, where one of the co-workers comes in and says, and with the feather there, I get the Page of Swords as well. Somebody's watching, like he's watching through the mirror. Show me Belle. And then he comes and saves her from the wolves. Piscean energy. This divine sight here, it's like you guys are talking to each other. You see each other through the third eye, which has been a common theme here. Because you have that third eye awakening. I see you, Zehelu, Avatar, blue people, Pandora, Pandora's box. Somebody wants to open Pandora's box. Oh, what was I saying? Dingle hopper. Yeah, somebody's a player, but they're coming in with solid energy here. Oh, in Bed of Roses, she said, there's delivery for you at the front desk. Or reception, I think she says. And she's like, what is it? Delivery for you at the front desk, you know? She's just like, go find out. And she comes out and it's this beautiful, elaborate bouquet arrangement of flowers. And he is a Leo. His name is Christian. So Chris, Christina, Christian, you know, something like that. Somebody could be Christian here, you know, as I identify as being Christian. Why you watching these tarot readings, huh? You better go repent. Maybe you just have like a true concept of divine energy, and you realize like if you believe the Bible, that's all prophecy. So when men prophesize it, a book gets written about it. When women do, they get burned for it. Somebody was you know, there's a little bit of ostracization, I feel, in someone's past, but we won't give too much to that, because I just feel unfazed by it. It's like, oh gosh, same old story. Someone on a divine path getting, you know, attacked by karmic energy, or, you know, not attacked. You don't get attacked by karmic energy because karma is neutral. She's not a bitch. It's like nature. It just neutralizes. It's very unbiased, you know, so the karmic energy is based on our choices in life, right? And it will right the balance. It will even the score. 7 Pentacles. Yeah, this masculine, we have the King of Wands. So we got the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, right? So we're getting kings here. So I really like this exciting energy. It could just be an age difference, could just be an emotional difference with the masculine, but it's like they're growing up for this feminine, right? Which they will never do if you give to their energy in the 3D, right? You can say, I love you, I wish you well, love and light, and withdraw your 3D energy, and you can still be linked and communicate, because if this is your twin flame, you're going to, whether you fucking like it or not, dagnabbit, you're going to be linked in the 5D, that red string. So like something with the color red. That's also the root chakra, right? So that's Saturn, Capricorn energy. But the 7 of Pentacles, this is like the roots. Oh, and I love that from, again, with the siblings, in her shoes. So that gives me like Cinderella or whatever as well. Somebody going around to see if the shoe fits. Who proposes with that? Oh, in Ever After. He doesn't have a ring. He proposes with the shoe, right? So something about the Cinderella story, where it's, we'll get back to that. But the roots here, it's like the root of the root and the bud of the bud and the something of the something, and the tree called life. I carry your heart, I carry it in my heart. And it's about friendship. You know, this is somebody who's coming in as a friend. Come as you are, as a friend, as a known. I always say known enemy. So like frenemies, maybe you two were kind of frenemies, or you have that kind of, there's like an agitated energy here. There could be somebody like outing themselves in your circle that you thought to be a friend that turns out to be a snake in the grass. But it's okay because you have Flounder, the fish, there's Pisces energy. It's like you have somebody in your corner. And again, that can be physical people, that can be your spiritual team, but you've got them in your corner. You are protected, you are supported, and keep saying those things. I am supported, I am respected, I am protected. If you feel like you're being disrespected, if you feel like your boundaries are being crossed, you know, I hold true to my boundaries. People respect my boundaries. You know, instead of going, why does nobody respect my boundaries? That's what you're speaking out. That's what you're energetically, I want to say like frequentially, make up a word, but in a frequency level, you're putting that out there. Everyone disrespects my boundaries. Where is my love? It's like, I don't have love. That's what you're sending out there. So check your affirmations. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Chickadee, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is getting your divine blessings in divine timing, Judgment, and the Two of Cups. And then there's Justice. So a lot of Libra energy here, a lot of balance. Karmic scales are being balanced and your divine blessings are coming in. And I wanted to say, because the reading yesterday was it's time to play, but this feels very serious, which would scare most people, because most people are weak little bitches. But you want something serious. With the Two of Cups here, King of Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles, you want someone who has thought about this, someone who has had the same dreams as you. And if you are having unsavory dreams, it's like maybe you used to wake up and be like, oh gosh, you used to fear your surroundings, or maybe you didn't have the best mantras, and you didn't know how to do spell crafting and spell magic, right? Which is basically just speaking your reality into existence. Okay, so calm down, right? But you can only do that for yourself. If you try to cast it for anybody else, if you try to speak for anybody else's path, that is black magic, right? Even if it comes with a good intention. Anytime you try to interfere with or adjust the free will of anybody else, that's black magic. That's lower vibrational shit. Raise it up. And maybe you realize that. Maybe you put a lot of energy into trying to solve other people's problems or like do the work for them. And then you realize, oh, actually I can only alchemize for myself if I want it to be true. Because like Judgment, Justice, these are big, and the Wheel of Fortune, these are big karmic retribution. So if you've been undergoing a lot of judgment, a lot of pressures, it's like you're finally just going, whatever. Like Cat Williams says, you know, you need the haters. If you have 14 haters, I'm not going to try and do a Cat Williams impression. Then you need to see how you can get to 16 by Sunday or something, because let them do their job. That's what they're going to do. Their job is to hate, so let them do their job. You need haters. Like, Page of Swords, maybe the name Jack, or the sign Gemini. We have the Two of Cups clarifying the Two of Cups, and I was going to say the Lovers, because this Two of Cups looks like the Lovers, right? They have this very loose sash here. It's not an attachment, it's a willingness, it's a choice. It's saying, yes, you may put that here, and yes, you may put that here. You can plant your seeds here. That could be procreation or co-creation, or both, right? It takes both. Co-creative energy. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. I'll take it. The Fool and the King of Pentacles. So a lot of earth and fire here. Why did I just do that on earth? We got Aries, Aquarius with the Fool, King of Pentacles, that's Taurus energy. And then we also have the Shaman, which is the Hierophant, that's marriage, that's traditions, that is Taurus energy as well. And then we have the Empress, Libra, and Taurus. The Wheel of Fortune is fixed energy, Judgment, Justice, Libra energy. The Feather, so air energy. But it's like the feather, you imagine the feather like Forrest Gump, FG, where it falls, and I think Tom Hanks is a Scorpio, you know, where it like floats down. Someone could have lost a mother, and that could have had a very great impact. Someone could be a single father here, but it floats down, and it's ironic because, like, yeah, Forrest, he kind of loses everybody in his life, but then his child is his like karmic blessing. But yeah, like all his closest people, he loses them, except Lieutenant Dan. So maybe they name Dan, maybe somebody's a lieutenant. Lieutenant Dances with Wolves. See, there's the wolves. The wolves are at the door. The wolves are at the door. But what is that? Also, Into the Gray, Liam Neeson. I don't know what his sign is. Liam Neeson. Into the Gray, or it's like conquering the wolves, you know, becoming the alpha. The Alpha and Omega. Hi, Jack. He just stares at me. He's done that since he was a puppy. Since he was a little tyke. He would stand up in the whelping box and he would just watch everything I did. He's been my shadow. So yeah, you've got maybe a Gemini, but Gemini is the lover. So a lover is watching you like a hawk. Aries energy, which is the Emperor, and then we have the Fool out here, which is more Aries energy. And Aquarius as well, that they are going to take that leap of faith. It takes an Emperor to become the Fool. It takes a boss to be humble, right? That is true boss energy. And, you know, alphas, everyone thinks, oh, the alphas, well, they're the front, they're the leader. And it's like, they are a true leader, but they are at the back of the pack. They watch out for everybody. They don't leave anybody behind. They're a true protector, and they don't need to be in the front. This is not someone, this is like someone who it watches from the outside perspective. They see everything. They don't miss a beat. You can't fool this person, right? The jester is the one who goes into the court, and they rule the kingdom because they have the attention, the power, the VIP backstage pass. Maybe something about a backstage pass. Maybe somebody's a performer, or like there's a concert or some sort of event involved here. But it's like there's, you know, that could be how you meet this person, or a date. They're going to ask you to go out to a concert, see some music, or anyway. But it's like they have the VIP pass. They have the backdoor pass. Backdoor? What's that from? Backdoor? I think it's from a movie. Scorpio energy. Okay. I have often regretted my speech, never my silence. And it says anonymous. So that is more Page of Swords, that secretive person. Also like Hermit, Virgo energy. It's somebody who's analyzing everything. Maybe somebody, and it's for the throat, 131 and page 131 and page 130. Jones, American Quaker. Quakers, maybe you're eating oatmeal. I see someone like, hey, old man. Well, with the Ten of Pentacles here, you're going to grow old together. So it's like, hey, old man. You know, this could also be an age difference. Maybe somebody calls the other kid, or maybe you have like endearing nicknames like that to get over whatever the difference is. Maybe you just play into the differences, because there could be a lot of gossip about this. Like, oh my gosh, she's with that young guy, she's with the pool boy, or whatever, you know. And Leo energy there. But yeah, the solar plexus, the soul, the sun, and the soul are our soul. Maybe you have a secret handshake or some sort of like secret touch that only you two do. Like maybe when you hug people in the same way. It could be like a one-arm hug or a side hug or something like that. But with this person, you know, like for me, I usually kind of go like this, I think, with people that are just like platonic hug. But then, you know, if you're with a romantic partner, at least as a female feminine, I kind of like, if I trust you, then I'm gonna let you do the hugging, and I'm just gonna like get in there. You know, so maybe you put your hands over people's shoulders, and then with this person your hands go under. Like, it's like the way that you interact with other people, you have a special way. It's almost like a secret handshake with this person, or the way that you hold hands, you know. It's just very particular to you. You know, some people do this or this or this or this, or, you know, it's there's something about, and maybe you'll shake hands for the first time, like when you get introduced, and there's something about that. Also, Tom Hanks with Meg Ryan, Sleepless in Seattle, maybe Washington, Seattle, the West Coast. Out on the West Coast, Lana Del Rey, they got a saying, if you're not smoking, then you're not playing, but you've got the music. You've got the music in you, don't you? Music is very important here. It speaks to your soul. So yeah, maybe the Dancers is the Lovers. Originally, that's the title of, or what the Lovers card was called, the Dancers. So it's like, maybe you guys dance. Maybe you dance with a lot of people or something. Or maybe you always dance by yourself, but this person you're going to dance with, and you're going to have a different thing. And maybe if you're feminine, you always lead, you know, and this is a masculine who's going to lead. They're a true leader here, because they're not just the Knight of Wands, they're the King of Wands. So that is leadership. That is they don't want you touching anybody else. So maybe you were kind of like you hugged, or you were just, maybe you're physically affectionate or something, and I don't get like jealousy or insecurity with this. Maybe a little bit. Maybe this masculine experienced infidelity, and so they're kind of, it makes their fire, their ego, their lower chakras kind of a little bit tested. That could be a challenge for them. But it's not, there's nothing erratic about it. It's something that I think they're going to discuss with you and let you know. And feminines, you'll respect that, or vice versa. If this is the feminine who has this, this insecurity or this fear, because it's happened many times. Maybe you've always been abandoned or neglected or rejected by your parents, your family, society, school, church, whatever. And then Lovers just kind of exacerbated that. They just sort of took it to the extreme, because you really opened up your heart, and you opened up your body, and you opened up your soul to these people. And they, solar plexus, I'm getting perplexed. Like, you're perplexed, which means you're stunted in your inspired energy, the energy that fuels that creativity, the color yellow. Maybe you need to surround yourself with the color yellow, or this person, there'll be a lot of yellow when you meet. This person wears a lot of yellow, or maybe their aura is yellow. And it was all yellow. I wrote a song. This person might write a song for you, or dedicate a song to you, or like request a song for you, and then you'll dance, and that will be like your wedding song or whatever. It'll be like your song. You have something very special that's just for you. I feel like you're gonna have a lot of inside jokes with this person. This is also the person that you can look across a crowded room and you can read what the other one's thinking. You just know what they're thinking, and you have this like secret language. Other people will say something and you kind of look at each other and you're just like, so this could be a little bit of a secret love. Secret lover, that's what we are. I don't know who sings that, but the impulse. Walk the middle way of balance, okay? The impulse I want and the impulse I'll have, lose them. This is where most people get stuck. I want and I'll have. Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying with the affirmations. It's like, oh, where's my person? It's like this longing thing, meaning I don't have it. It means it's away from me. But if you, I am statements. I am statements. I have. I am. I is. I am. Whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news, every day. Yeah, I feel like there's gossip or whatever around you. People are trying to interpret you. People are trying to read you. They can't. This person can read you like the back of their hand. Your life paths are aligned. You might have very similar palmistry readings, right? Like you're written in each other's hand. You are, it is writ on my soul. Jane Fonda. But yeah, Sleepless in Seattle with the hands, the magic. It's like there's a magic moment. This magic moment. The hero is the man who is immovably centered. Yes, this is a very centered masculine. They've got a lot of heat and passion, and it's like this feminine is instructing them on how to approach through their energy, through their silent energy. So it's all through 5D. I'm not making any actions. I'm not making any moves. I'm not reaching out. That's feminine energy. But I am here. I am now. I am present. And that's calling them to you. Now, when you do that, I don't know why I keep getting zombies, but maybe because of the world. I engage the power of my emotions as an instrument of peace. Yes, this could be someone. So with that kind of like paying, robbing Peter to pay Paul, or that like doing something dark, it's like this person is very passionate and they maybe come off angry or something to people, but anger is a tool for change. This person is here to make change, and they want to make it first with you. Well, they want to make it first with themselves. They want to really change for themselves. If you are putting in the energy and investing the energy into somebody or doing the work for them, in yoga, that's ashteya, non-stealing. You're stealing their opportunity to grow and to develop and to learn the lessons and to evolve karmically, right? So there's something about silently waiting, but your body language, your energy, your aura is, and your dreams they're speaking loudly. They're singing to this person. With Ariel, it's like they're singing to this person, calling them in. This feminine is like a siren, but they don't have to do anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just keep giving to yourself. Keep speaking these truths. Because if you say, I don't have, or I want, or I need, or blah, 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 those are lies, right? Because what you're saying there is, I'm not a manifester. I cannot create my reality, right? Lion breathing might be important for you with that Leo energy. Wim Hof breathing, right? Maybe taking on some breathing techniques. That's the Four of Swords there. I'm getting a lot of color here. There's a lot of color. This person could wear a lot of colors, or there could be like a lot of lights around you. If it is a concert, it could be like, a lot of things going on, a lot of colors. Something about Skittles. Taste the rainbow. Could be same sex. We have 2 and 3. 23, 32. Both harvest. You could be life path 3 and 2. Or with them in reverse, I feel like it could be 5. So there's your harvest has been stunted, and I feel like it's because you haven't been claiming your power. I don't know. But I want to pull a color here. So this little, I was gifted this by a Sagittarius for their birthday. Okay. I just want one, please. Blue, throat chakra. That's how we alchemize. Mercurial energy. Check your Mercury placement. Oh, and then brown is here too. Brown fell out, and it fell on a brown spot on this card, so I didn't even see it. Which gives me root and earth energy, right? So the root, that's more Capricorn energy. They are earth, and they are the root chakra, Saturn. So check your Saturn and Mercury placements. Or maybe you have placements of Gemini, Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. You could have like a stellium of those. You could have strong placements of those. Or wherever those are placed in your chart, wherever they're associated, whatever house or planet they are associated with, could be something that you need to, maybe getting your chart read, maybe getting your palms read, maybe exploring other forms of divination, to just give you more information about yourself and your path. And I think that will help with your patience or your power, owning your power, that you can claim your manifestations. The Hierophant, yeah, and the Emperor. Ace of Cups. If you want love, which is why you're here, because that's pretty much all I look at. Call me crazy for believing in love. Because all you need is love. Maybe somebody plays a instrument, but I'm getting like a brass instrument there. Somebody could beatbox. That's cool. That's cool. If you share any stuff like that, go ahead and put your links down there. Put links to your pages or whatever. Because somebody here is probably looking for you. Somebody's looking for you, like, to co-create, and that could be platonic or romantic, but I think it's going to link you up with your person. Yeah, I almost said 3 of Swords. It's hotter than hell in here. The 3, which you went through hell, you went through disappointments, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but it taught you what demons look like. It taught you how to be the narcissist. It taught you how to observe the truth in people's behavior, their gestures. Maybe you did something with interrogation, or you do some sort of work where you've just always had a fascination with it, or you've just always been really good at reading people, but it's like you can read their micro expressions or their gestures, their body language, and you really ease that. You know, this person could be very tense. You and your person could be very tense from your experiences around people. You're like a wallflower, but this person sort of brings you out. The perks of being a wallflower. I don't know their signs, but Emma Watson and that other guy. I don't know his name, but he's so sweet. He's so sweet-natured, at least in the characters he plays. He's also in the one, so she's, Hermione and she's in Noah, the movie Noah, with Russell Crowe. Oh my gosh, there it is. I could see R, but yeah, Russell Crowe I could not think of his name the other day. It was driving me crazy because I love him. He's one of my favorites. He's Aries. But anyway, so maybe something with Noah, Harry Potter, where, she's a witch, but it's all these like biblical witchcraft. And then And then also that same character plays the love interest in a movie called Stuck on You, or Stuck in Love. Stuck on You, isn't that, that's the comedy where the brothers are Siamese twins. You're stuck to this person. You're not getting away from this person. And I think you're going to kind of be attached to the hip, but not in a toxic way, just because it's like, you're my best friend and I've been wanting to just do this life with you, and here you are, so let's do it. You want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want it to start right now. When Harry Met Sally, Meg Ryan again, and he is a Pisces. So anyway, but he plays, from Perks of Being a Wallflower, he plays in Stuck on Love, or Stuck in Love, with Greg Kinnear as the dad, Jennifer from The Labyrinth, right? Is that the one where he plays with, no, I think it's a different one. Maybe it's not. Where he's a writer. She's the daughter and she's the writer. I got confused because I was thinking about another movie. Shocker. But she's a writer, and she just gives her body to these. Maybe the Knight of Wands energy there was in the feminine side. You know, somebody could have a very promiscuous past, or have been a player, or perceived as a player, or just not. But it's like she was a romantic and she truly wanted love, but she was denying it, and we've had a lot of that denial of what we really want, so we behave in a way that is not true and authentic and aligned with our truth and what we actually desire. And once we align that, it's like everything comes together. All of these gifts in this Wheel of Fortune brings our blessings, our divine blessings in. It's like once we I also get the writer with this. So somebody could be writing, you could be journaling, you could be writing out your mantras and affirmations, or your wish list, or whatever. You could be putting all these things down on paper, speaking them out, maybe burning them, turning the ashes into the ethers, returning like we all do. The moon here, which I was getting Pluto with that, so any water energy here, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, but I was getting, you know, when Pluto has been called a moon, and it's like that Plutonian, the number 13, the shift of energy from death to rebirth, and utilizing something, using that Three of Swords, because I was getting the Three of Swords with this, using that heartbreak and that disappointment as your strength. So you could be writing about this trauma, you could be writing about things to clear that. But yeah, Stuck in Love, he's very sweet, and he just knows that he's for her. And he goes up to her and he's very forward. He's not gross or anything. He's very honorable. He wants to date her. He wants to court her. He has a good relationship with his mother. I was also getting somebody reading to somebody. So somebody can be a caretaker and they read to the person they're taking care of. But I feel like books, with Libra energy here, there's in Gemini energy, this air energy, the feather. It's like somebody is writing. Somebody could be writing you something, writing you a letter, writing you a poem. Again, that might be your secret language. I used to have that, where I would write that letters. I don't know if it was in Pig Latin or something, but I would write letters. A pig, pink pig. Nelly Booch Melly. That's my little pig back there. She goes and she's Penelope. But anyway, the High Priestess is Piscean energy as well. So we got a lot of major arcana and signs out here, but with the Emperor and the Empress being the culmination of all the kings, all the queens, all the elements, they are the elementalist. It's all going to be here. So there's something about your whole chart. It's like the whole chart is making sense. It's all coming together. So maybe you haven't looked at your chart in a while or something, and or maybe you have some readings, or one time I got an energy reading done, and she wrote it down, and she did the stones, and she just did like an energy reading, and she wrote down some stuff, and I got one done when I was in my teens or whatever, and you know, she said, oh, you're going to be moving up the East Coast. And I'm like, Mom, are we moving up the East Coast? You know, like, but then I got emancipated and moved out and went up in the East Coast, you know, to live with my sister. Upstate New York could be important. But, you know, it's like if you revisit it, so there's some sort of, like, there's something in there. There's something in your poems. There's something that's been there all along. This could be an old friend. It's been there all along. Watching you give yourself to others or overgive, over invest in things that haven't worked out for you. If this is a brand new person, they sense this about you, and they can tell that you're somebody who doesn't do that anymore, and why you don't do that anymore. Where other people might read you as being selfish or cold or distant, it's like this person sees through that, and they know why you're like that. They know that you have a history of codependency or overgiving or being everybody's caretaker and doing everything for them, and they want to come in and return the favor with the Wheel of Fortune. They want to reciprocate. So we have SOTY, so and thank you. I feel like you guys are not going to want to, I don't think you're going to want to be apart. I don't think you're going to want to, like, if you're on the phone, it's like, so I'm getting a lot of ellipsis, right? Something with an eclipse maybe as well, but the ellipsis is like to be continued. It's, you don't want this to end. You don't want to get off the phone. You don't want to leave each other. Maybe you have to, you know, leave town. Maybe somebody travels and you're like, oh, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. You just never want to be away from this person again. They're so precious, and the connection is so healing and beautiful, and everything that you've wished for and waited for and planted seeds for and hoped for and done the shadow work for. And EJ, Elijah, J-E. It's just the reverse, but sometimes if you look at it with the hangman energy, you look at it differently. You look at it from a different perspective. BC, before Christ. BC. Did anyone ever take BC powder? My mom was crazy for that. There's something very healing about that. Somebody could be with that death energy. Somebody could be, you know, closing out a cycle with a parent, like in a very healing way. And that frees them from a lot of these shadow aspects that have prevented them from coming forward, or prevented them from loving, you know, being open to love. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Did I spook you? Did I scare the shit out of you? Slamming stuff down. Hi, love. He was being very sensitive last night, but yeah, this person can feel you. They can feel when you're upset. They can feel your micro expressions, and I think you've gotten very good at hiding them for everybody else, but this person you can't hide shit from. They see you. Zehelu, you are connected. You are tethered to each other, but it's a willing thing. It's not the devil. It's not attachment. It's the lovers. It's a choice. I'm also getting Pisces and Scorpio with Kurt Russell. Is the name Russell? Rusty? The letter R could be important. Someone could be a little bit rusty at love. So they're with the Tin Man, Wizard of Oz. They're like, oil! Something with oils, or like oil therapy possibly. Oils also, yeah, there's like healing oils. Tinctures or something. Somebody could be into all of that, and they're gonna heal them. Oh, I don't think I finished that other thought. Where he's with the girl, and the girl is in, is she the, I don't think she's the one in Vampire, is she the one from Vampire Diaries? Or she looks like her. There's people that look like people. But anyway, it made me think of Vampire Diaries. So there's like something about like the vampires, the witches, and then Christianity. So you both could like practice paganism or just be open spiritually. But the Magician here and the Ace of Wands, it's like you realize that you actually have more power to create, whereas religion will teach you that, in school and doctors and all these people will teach you, society will teach you or try to brainwash you into being disempowered so that you have to go to a doctor to tell you what's going on with your body. Or you could just sit with your body and ask it, hey, what the fuck's going on with you, body? And your body will be like, you know, stop treating me like shit. Drink water, take some supplements, you know, help me out. So there's something about you two being very empowered and just different. You're just different. But you're the same as each other where it matters. You're probably, I'm still getting that opposites, vast difference here. And that's, you know, giving people something to talk about, whatever. People need something to talk about, so you're doing them a favor by letting them talk. You're letting the haters do their job. It's like a job security. By you moving so differently and you and this person coming together, you're giving haters job security. So yeah, keep doing that, you know, because with AI, we don't, you know, you might feel attacked, you know, if AI or your algorithm will send you something and you're like, damn, that seems a little judgmental, AI. You know, it's like, they're just reading you. They're just reading your energy here, you know. You were looking at that thing or you were thinking about that thing. And people are like, why do I keep getting this? And then we realize, and that's how life is, you know. Life is an algorithm and it just keeps sending you the same stuff. And you're like, why do I keep getting the same dirtbag people? And it's like, well, look at how you're affirming. Look at your mantras. Look at your spell work. Look at what energy you're putting out there. Because I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. And once you give yourself the credit of being a creator, then, and empowering yourself, then all this comes together. And it could be like an epiphany. And that epiphany could come when you meet this person. Because if you know and you feel this person's out there, but you don't see them in the 3D, it can be so discouraging that you start to doubt. And then once there's a little crack of doubt, it's like, you know, like how flies can make it in through a crack, but then it's really hard to get them out of a space. It's like, they got in here through this, and you open the whole, you know, side of the house, and they can't get out, right? You open all the windows and doors, and they're just like, you know, it's stupid. It's like, and so there's something about, like, yeah, once you purge this out, and it's also like this person, because of their light and because they actually see you, they're going to shine light into you where you've been shining light into everybody else. And it's like they're going to help you. You know, it's like body doubling. This person's going to be right there with you. Anything that you need help with, maybe you've been doing it all by yourself, and it's like I see you, you know, under the sink fixing the plumbing, and this person like brings in a light, or like knows exactly what tool you need and hands it to you. Like if you're in the kitchen, it's like, you do this thing. Oh, it's an electric car. Bing, bing, bing. Holding the door. Hold the door. Hodor. Oh gosh, Game of Thrones. Oh, that one got me. Also the hound. So somebody might have a hound, or something about dogs could be important. Also with the wolves, it's like the alpha and the omega. You two are going to be the leaders of the pack. Vroom, vroom. Maybe somebody rides a bike, motorcycle. Crybaby, Johnny Depp. I'm pretty sure he's a Gemini. But yeah. The leader, Crybaby. Janis Joplin. That's Janis Joplin, right? Yeah. Grease lightning. Yeah, that somebody is growing the fuck up. Spiritually, energetic, like they're just growing up because they see you, and it's like they've always wanted a reason to grow up. but they've just been dealing with people who aren't worthy of that. So it like never called this masculine. I feel it's the masculine more than anything. It's never called the masculine to elevate, because it's something with an elevator, right? Hold the door. Again, the name Sam or Samantha. But yeah. Oh, and yesterday, after talking about the House of Balloons with the weekend, that's an intro. It sounds better than that, I promise. Yeah, House of Balloons, that's where I fell in love with the weekend. You know, the trilogy and all of that. Bram Stoker's Dracula, again, Keanu Reeves, Virgo energy. I feel like I just mentioned Keanu Reeves in something. Or maybe that was in yesterday's reading or another reading. Anyway, but this is the one. This is Neo and Trinity. It's like the divine ones that break the matrix. That's the whole theme anyway to, I guess, the way that I read and for Twin Flames. But anyway, I was walking the dogs and there was a balloon, a yellow balloon, just kind of like on the ground, you know? So there's something with like the feathers or a balloon, like you see something, and it could be, you know, the color yellow, blue, brown. There's something about those colors. I'm getting a lot of yellow. I mean, I'm wearing yellow, there's gold here. That's kind of the theme of Aries energy, but my van's name is Aries. So anyway, and again, with the mother, there is some link to the mother, but it feels like it's the healed version. Somebody had to heal that. That could be the thing where they needed to kind of grow up. This could have been like a mama's boy or mama's girl, you know, or somebody who had problems with the mother, right? If you're too close, there's animosity and resentment. And if you're too distant, there's animosity and resentment, right? Because there's fractures of abandonment, and then there's fractures of disabling person, like stealing their opportunity to grow up. So maybe somebody had to like set a boundary with a mother and say, look, I wash my own underwear now. You know, I don't know. But somebody's growing up, and you'll continue to grow. It's like they've always wanted to rise to the occasion. This could be like the youngest of the siblings, and they're like, they've always been like the little brother or sister. They've always been the baby or something. And it's like everyone always made things easier for them possibly. And so they've just never had to. They've never had a reason. And this feminine, this empress at the center of the reading is giving this emperor the reason to become the emperor, to come from the Knight of Wands into the King of Wands, the King of Pentacles. Solid energy, solid investments, not just flitting around, not just being a dingle hopper. And they're actually going to become, they're rising up to their emperorhood. You're going to do work in the community. We know that. Emperorhood. Yeah, somebody's building a home, buying a home, or making space for the feminine. Maybe this is someone who's always rented or traveled or something, and like they finally want to put down roots here with that brown, with the sacral, or with the root chakra. They really want to set some roots down with that Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, something that was written. Could be a text message as well. You know, the feather gives the old school writing a letter, dipping it in ink. Yeah. All right. I'll stop there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your patience, your time, your energy, your support. I very much appreciate it. And until next time, I wish you well.